Duncan, lost in Poland. Duncan had always thought of himself as the king of mischief in his Amazon troop, but waking up in a dark, rattling box surrounded by bananas, that was new, even for him. Groggy and disoriented, he poked his fuzzy head out between wooden slats. Daylight flickered through cracks, the distant sound of engine hums mixed with unfamiliar accents. This definitely wasn't the Amazon. He munched a banana and tried to make sense of everything. The air smelled colder, drier. Duncan's usual confidence fizzled as a rush of uncertainty surged. Where was he, and would he ever get home? When night fell, the crate shuddered to a stop. Through a quick slice in the wood, Duncan saw signs, words with strange letters. Polska, Poland, he whispered. How in the world had he ended up here? Summoning his courage, Duncan found a weak spot and squeezed out, silent as a shadow. The port looked vast and steel gray. He could see snow in patches and feel the chill creep through his fur. Back in the Amazon, he'd dart through trees with boundless energy. Now, every step was hesitant. Duncan crept between towering containers. Soon, 2 dockworkers appeared, their voices friendly but loud. Duncan's heart pounded. He knew nothing about these people or their language. Should he hide or risk asking for help? His mischievous spirit won. He mimed his plight, tossing an imaginary banana and pointing to his heart, then to the sky. One worker laughed, the other gave him her scarf. Although they couldn't understand his words, they responded to his vulnerability with kindness. Warmed by the scarf, Duncan snuck into the city, his senses ablaze with awe. Neon lights, trams rattling, children laughing in a language foreign to his ears. Duncan's fear mingled with excitement. Adventure always meant risk, he reminded himself. In a lonely park, he watched 2 teenagers skate along the ice. One slipped and fell. With instinctive speed, Duncan dashed over, helping her up. She burst out laughing, amazed at her helper, a monkey in a scarf. Her friend snapped photos. For a moment, Duncan belonged. He couldn't stay, though. At dawn, Duncan sought out the train station, drawn by chattering travelers forming lines. He watched, learned, and followed, scraping together food and snippets of language, piecing together clues on how to get home. Days blurred, towns changed, but Duncan's confidence grew. He tumbled into misadventures, dodging police at a Christmas market, narrowly escaping a bakery after snatching patsky, each event stoking his courage. The more lost he became, the more determined he felt. In Warsaw, wandering through the old cobblestone streets, Duncan overheard a tourist group talking loudly about the Amazon. His heart leaped. He approached, making brave eye contact, and for the first time wordlessly pleaded for help to return home. The tourists, charmed by Duncan's expressive gestures and spirit, called local animal experts. A plan was set in motion. For the first time since he'd awoken in that crate, Duncan felt hope blooming brighter than fear. A few weeks later, bundled for warmth, Duncan boarded an airplane. The engines roared, wind howled, but, surrounded by friends old and new, he knew he had faced Poland's icy adventure with more courage than he'd ever thought possible. At long last, Duncan awoke to the lush, humid air and birdsong of home. His Amazon family gathered, listening wide-eyed as he recounted his adventures, his courage, his mistakes, and the warmth of strangers in a faraway land. Duncan knew he'd never view his mischief as weakness again. Adventure had given him courage and a story that would echo through the Amazon for years to come.